Hi everybody and welcome back to Enjoy English with Mrs. A. This is life. Alright, dearly beloved, let's talk reviews. First off, the review is one of the main writing tasks for ESL examinations for levels B2, C1, and C2. The review is always based on personal opinion, and you should always give plenty of arguments to sustain it, whether it's positive or negative. We write reviews about TV shows, movies, sitcoms, books, magazines, bars, restaurants, hotels, well, any sort of accommodation, really. And of course, here are the main things to keep in mind when writing a review. The writing style is semi-formal, which means contractions are allowed. However, try to stay away from excessively informal constructions in any sort of ESL academic writing. And that includes informal terminology used mostly in spoken English, abbreviations, an excessive use of phrasal verbs, and so on. You need a catchy title referencing what you're reviewing. Yes, the title can be interrogative, but more importantly, it should give a hint whether your outlook is positive or negative. Suits, the must-watch of the season. That's a good title. 50 Shades of OMG, how could I rate this? You see, that right there may be a little too informal for ESL examinations. So give it a spin in the right direction and try something like 50 Shades of Unexpected, 50 Shades of Boredom, 50 Shades of reading a book in one sitting. Tap into the emotion the book gave you, play with the title, and make it happen. And last but not least, give me plenty of reasons why your review is either positive or negative. Sustain that opinion, going in depth and speaking about what moved you, for better or worse. If you need to practice your ESL writing, remember you can always find my workbook for levels B1 and B2 on Amazon, as well as my speaking and vocabulary textbook. All right, now let's focus a bit more on reviewing movies, TV shows, series, sitcoms, and so on. You can speak about the genre, if it's a work of fiction or if it's based on a real life story or a book. Speak about the main characters, the leading roles, the supporting characters, the audience that might enjoy this type of production. Because even if you didn't like it, you can always guide the reader saying something like, although I found myself bored by this office romance, it's clear I'm not the target audience. This romantic comedy seems to be all the rage among my younger co-workers. When writing your review, you can also speak about the visuals, and that includes special effects, if there are any, the setting, the landscape, the makeup and costumes. And remember, it's not necessary for you to take each of these topics and develop each one in writing, but focus on the specific ones that were key to you liking or not liking the production. Here are some useful expressions as well. The movie kept me on the edge of my seat, meaning it was suspenseful and exciting, as opposed to, by the final scene, I was already half asleep. The dialogues were witty and made the characters shine. There was zero chemistry between the main actors. How do you feel about reading a review? Well, let's get started so you can also get familiar with the structure. A romantic comedy to remember. It has been a while since my friends and I went to a movie, and A Christmas Princess Bride did not disappoint. The story unfolds in Mary, a small town outside of Chicago, where a perpetually single woman decides to open a small business after breaking up with her longtime boyfriend. Naturally, she needs to hire help to run the small cafe and bakery she has in mind, and that's where destiny comes in, delivering a runaway prince from the kingdom of Hassie. There's instant chemistry between the main characters, plenty of witty comebacks and sassy remarks, especially since she finds out he hates Christmas. Without giving away any spoilers, this is by far the best romantic comedy I have watched in years. From romantic winter landscapes to the memorable mistletoe scene, A Christmas Princess Bride does not say it all with the title. If you're looking for a movie to make you swoon this Christmas, don't give it a second thought. See, the student doesn't mention everything, but instead focuses on the parts. they really love, like the mistletoe scene, the landscape, the chemistry between the actors. And also, at the end of it all, they recommend the movie to a specific audience. Moving on to the book review. Now, we have the books that change our lives, and we have the books that left us meh. When you're writing a book review for your ESL examinations, you can focus on the following. Genre, very important. If it's sci-fi, if it's fantasy, if it's romance, if it's fiction or nonfiction, if you bought the paperback or the hard copy or downloaded the ebook, if that particular book was a bestseller or a highly recommended book. You can review a novel, a novelette, which means it's short, a story, a short story, a comic book, a textbook, and so on. For novels, readers normally pay close attention to character development. And this is the journey of personal transformation for our main characters, given the obstacles they encounter along the way. You can mention the side characters, the villain, the plot, and the plot twists. Now let's read a book review. Oh, this is a good one. Twilight, When Vampires Meet Romance. I must admit my expectations were not high when I picked up this book, so it was a most pleasant surprise to discover their world. The story follows Bella Swan, who moves to the small and rainy town of Forks to live with her father and attend a local high school. Starting a new school is always tough, but starting a new school where some of the students are vampires is something else entirely. The whole novel has a nice pace and you immediately fall in love with the characters, especially with Bella and Edward. Although they come from different worlds, their love story is beautiful. The side characters add a nice touch to the story and I found them all likable and special. I would definitely recommend this book to all lovers of paranormal romance, superpowers, and high school adventures. Again, the student is simply outlining the story without giving away any spoilers, while also focusing on the parts they really liked, such as the couple, the main characters, and the fact that they are from different worlds. They also mention the side characters and they end the review with a recommendation. Maybe I would expect a little bit more from a review, but the end result is far from disappointing. Now let's move on to the restaurant review. Let's think. What can we like and dislike about a restaurant? When writing a restaurant review, some of the things you can focus on could be the location, the type of food they offer, if it's fine dining, casual dining, or fast food, the menu, the dessert menu or the wine menu, staff efficiency, the way the restaurant is decorated, if it's fit for families with kids or romantic enough to celebrate your anniversary, that type of thing. And let us read a restaurant review. Can fancy restaurants give you food poisoning? They can, and they did. When my girlfriend told me she'd got us a table for two at the Rolling Pebble, I was beside myself with excitement. The place takes fine dining to a whole new level and people usually have to book 6 months to a year in advance, although it's located quite far from the city center. The place serves molecular gastronomy, meaning that your fish may very well come served as a souffle in a champagne glass. So we were both thrilled to try something new. The restaurant itself was small, private but impeccable and very modern. We had a total of 16 dishes served in unexpected shapes and everything was exquisite for the taste buds. The surprise came shortly after dessert when I started to feel queasy and my girlfriend had to call an ambulance. I don't remember much after that, except for the fact that the woman at the table next to ours looked just as pale as I probably did. 16 hours later, I woke up in the hospital with enough gift baskets to wonder if I was in the wrong room, but the doctors assured that I was not the only person to get food poisoning that evening. It was all over the papers the next day. All in all, although it was an unfortunate coincidence, I'm reluctant to ever give molecular gastronomy or the Rolling Pebble another chance. I'll stick to fish and chips for the foreseeable future. That was fun, wasn't it? I really hope you enjoyed the lesson today, and I'll see you all shortly.